Good afternoon, welcome to Boundary Park, welcome to round 19 of the Betfred Championship. A glorious sunny afternoon here as we return to Boundary Park for the first time since the end of May. Looking to make it 14 wins in a row. Let's have a look at how the boys line up this afternoon. At fullback is Jack Walker, on the wing Tom Nisbet, Ben Davies, Jake Bibby and Luke Forber, Morgan Smith and Josh Drinkwater at half-back. Up front, Tom McKinney, who's with us now for the rest of the season on loan from Warrington, Matt Wildy and Ted Chapelhow. And the back three, Matty Ashurst, Brad Day and Adam Milner. On the bench, Daniel Regan, who's with us on loan from Warrington to replace Ben Harthill, Owen Farnworth, Ryan Lannon and Ewan Moore. Kick-off coming up in a couple of moments' time.
So before we get underway this afternoon at Boundary Park, we would like you to please join us as we remember former player Peter Mills, who played for the club during the 1950s, and pathway coach Paul Cook, who both sadly passed away recently. Our thoughts and condolences from everybody at the club we send to their families. If you are able, please stand for a minute's silence, which will begin and end on the referee's whistle.
One sec. Right, I'm ready. You tried tethering to your phone? You what? I still need to do it because then we'll get it on there. So good afternoon, welcome to Boundary Park. Round 19 of the Betfred Championship as Oldham take on Halifax Panthers. Here we go then, Scott Mitchell just blows time on and we are underway, and it will be Halifax in the green who will get first use of the football this afternoon. As Curtis Davies gets to dummy half, here is Adam Tangata, experienced campaigner. Davies at dummy half, goes to the right to O'Brien. This is Ewan Smith. As Davies again at dummy half, Delane Bedward now with the carry. And Bedward gets 9 short of halfway. Davies waits at dummy half, goes to that right hand side, and O'Brien again, the vastly experienced Halifax captain, his last tackle as it goes to the right hand side, and under pressure was Carter as Walker lets it bounce, and Walker's in a lot of trouble here, and Walker's going to concede a goal line dropout, and it's the perfect end of the set for Halifax, and Kyle Eastman, the Halifax coach, will be really, really happy with that. Just a reminder to everyone that the clock on the LED is for guidance purposes only. As Oldham then forced to goal line drop out. As Oldham decide to go short, it's just about gone 10. It's batted back by Nisbet to Morgan Smith, and Oldham have got it back, but Morgan Smith's heading backwards, and Morgan Smith ends up back in the in goal, and we'll try again. 2 goal line dropouts for Oldham early in the piece. Switch on is the call. Still not really prepared for a short kick-off here are Halifax. And that's taken by Davies, and Davies finds a bit of running room to go into, and Ben Davies gets to halfway, and 2 from 2 on short dropouts for Oldham as Nisbet jumps into dummy half ahead of Smith and sets off across field and straightens up into Bedward as Wildy waits at dummy half, goes to the left hand side to Milner. Here is McKinney, and McKinney is held on the 20-metre line. 3rd appearance of the season for him as Wildy goes to the left to Walker, and Walker's put to ground 10 away from the line, 10 in from that left-hand touchline as Wildy at dummy half. To the right to Milner. Milner comes to the face, out the back finds Drinkwater. Here's Brad Day on the drop-off, and Day up against his former club today, 5 away, last tackle as Wildy at dummy half. Double pumps out the back. Here's Milner. Milner for the line will score! and Oldham are in. It's taken 3 minutes, and Adam Milner gets the try. All come from the goal line dropout, recovered by Ben Davies. Oldham just got on the roll and on the roll and on the roll. And on that last tackle, Wildy puts Milner into a huge gap, and Oldham lead by 4 points to 0.
Try for Oldham. He's sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative, number 13, Adam Milner.
Great start for Oldham. First set in hand, especially after the way that first kick went, and Morgan Smith has the kicking duties this afternoon. So for those listening on Ruffians TV, it is a little bit intermittent. We are having some technical issues at our end. Don't worry, we'll try and give you as much information as we can as Morgan Smith tags on the extras here at Boundary Park. Ruffians TV, Matt Horton in the chair. Oldham lead by 6 points to 0.
And the try converted for Oldham, sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative, number 6, Morgan Smith. It's Oldham 6, Halifax Panthers 0.
So, perfect start. This is probably one of the warmest days I can remember in Oldham, by the way. I'll tell you, it's that warm today, even Casey's got his shorts on. It's true, though. We were warm at Dewsbury the other week, he still had his jeans on. As Wildy at dummy half to Ashurst. Oldham goes 2 out to Drinkwater. Smith finds Walker. Walker's trying to get round the corner. Maybe should have gone to Davies, and Davies would have had a bit of room to run into. As Davies at dummy half gets it to Brad Day. And Day's put to ground 11 short of halfway, 20 in from this right-hand touchline, the southern side of the ground here at Boundary Park, as Drinkwater to Ashurst. And Ashurst is wrapped up on halfway as Wildy at dummy half comes to the right to Drinkwater. Here's McKinney. McKinney tries to find out a one, falls a couple inside the Halifax half. A good day for the Drinkwaters so far. Brother Scott getting the golden point winner down at Brookie this morning for the Cowboys, as Brad Day knocks it back to Ted Chapelhow, and offside is given against Brad Day, and it's the first penalty of the afternoon, and it goes the way of the Panthers. As Sorich with the touch finder, and Halifax will start 5 inside the Oldham half as Darius Carter taps and goes. Davies waits at dummy half, goes to the right to Delane Bedward, and he's wrapped up on the 20-metre line. As Carter waits at dummy half, goes to the right to O'Brien. Here is Sorich. Sorich quickly gets it to Johnny Vaughan. And Vaughan's put to ground, 10 away from the line. They'll come back to the left with O'Brien. O'Brien out the back finds Sorich. Here it comes into the line. Great ball. And here is Ben Will for the corner, and Halifax have hit back. Superb pass that from Lloyd Roby. Can't argue with that. And Ben Will gets in at the corner, and it's Oldham 6, Halifax 4.
Try scorer for Halifax Panthers, number 3, Ben Will.
Kyle Eastman prowling sideline. I think that's just a lesson that it's not going to be easy this afternoon, isn't it? Halifax in a false league position with their 12-point deduction. So Darius Carter has the cold kicking duties for the Panthers this afternoon. Carter then with the kick. Looks decent. Flags are up here at Boundary Park. It is Oldham 6, Halifax Panthers 6. And converting a try for the Panthers, number 22, Darius Carter. It's Oldham 6, Halifax Panthers 6. course, Oldham looking to make it 14 in a row this afternoon in the league. As Drinkwater gets us underway, that's going to bounce, and it's gone through Sorich, and it's going to be a goal line dropout. Good kick from Josh Drinkwater. Took a horrible bounce, and well, what have we had? 8 minutes, 3 goal line dropouts already here this afternoon. And none of that short rubbish from Halifax Panthers. That's going to bounce, and Drinkwater takes and gets it to McKinney. It was Ben Crooks with the goal line dropout. Surely he should be retiring now. As Wildy to Drinkwater. Here is Chapelhow. As Wildy to Morgan Smith. Out the back finds Walker. Walker pumps and goes and puts the ground 10 away from the line. 10 in from that right-hand touchline as Davies at dummy half. Comes to the left to Smith. Here's Wildy. Wildy out the back finds Drinkwater. Long pass to Bibby. Bibby for Forber. Bibby will go on his own. Bibby needs to stay on the island. Bibby's still going, and Bibby is going to be ruled just short by Scott Mikolauskas. Forber at dummy half. Right in that far corner as Forber gets it back to Drinkwater. Wildy to Milner. Milner out finds Smith. Here's Walker into the line. Walker goes short to Davies, and Ben Davies will score. 9 minutes on the clock. Oldham get their second try of the afternoon. After nearly scoring in the far corner, the ball's been moved through loads of pairs of hands, and it ends up with Ben Davies. And Oldham are back ahead. They lead by 10 points to 6. Try for Oldham, sponsored by Amari Plastics, number 4, Ben Davies. Super move. It's gone through 5 pairs of hands. Smith to Walker. Walker just double pumps nicely and puts Davies through the gap. And Oldham back in front here on a sun-drenched afternoon at Boundary Park. I was at York on Thursday night, and it's probably one of the warmest games I've ever been to. It was an 8 o'clock kick-off on Thursday night. It was 34 degrees. It was horrible. Got suntan though, must admit. Well, see? Problem is at York, you sat right in the sun. As Smith then, with this conversion attempt, in from this right-hand touchline as Smith gets the kick away. No dramas there. Flags are going up. You're listening to Matt Horton here on Roughy Edge TV. Oldham lead by 12 points to 6. And converting a try for Oldham, sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative, number 6, Morgan Smith. It's Oldham 12, Halifax Panthers 6. As we get back underway, and it's going to be Tom McKinney from the back fence. Whoa, huge collision in midfield as Wildy at dummy half gets it to Ashurst to Drinkwater. Here's Chapelhow, and Oldham are 25 away from the line already as Wildy waits at dummy half, comes to the right to Smith. Here is Brad Day now as Day gets good after contact. He's 5 short of halfway as Wildy at dummy half, goes to Smith, chance here, Smith to Nisbet, Nisbet's got Davies on the inside, 1 to beat, just couldn't get away. Ooh, got a couple of nice ones from Adam Tangata there, to be fair. Oh, what's going on there? Tangata's, he's hit Nisbet in the face. We'll get another look at this here, Casey, we've got a replay. He's swung at him twice. 2 high shots. We're still a little bit further behind on our replay. This needs to go on report. It's off. Yeah, there you go. Gets it back inside to Davies. Gets him there, and then gets him again. Gets him twice. Should go on report. Yeah, but technically that's a green card because they've stopped play. I give up sometimes. As Wildy drops it off to McKinney, that's a green card, isn't it? Should be. They've stopped playing, it's not a head injury. Doc needs to have a look at that as Wildy goes to the left to Drinkwater. Here's Walker into the line. Walker to Bibby. Forber was the ball, and Bibby can't take it in. And it's going to be a penalty because Jack Walker's picked the ball up in an offside position. There's Sorich with the touch finder. It's Crooks with the tap and he goes on his own, Ben Crooks. Crooks gets some good after contact and gets to halfway. As Davies waits at dummy half. Comes to the left to O'Brien, and O'Brien's hunted down by Wildy, and that's another penalty for the Panthers. Adam Tangata's here to niggle. And he's being told by the referee. And Halifax tap, and here is Tangata, and get a decent shot there from Tom McKinney. As Halifax go to the right with Sorich, drops it off to Crooks, and well, Delane Bedward stood right in the middle of the defensive line there. As Davies waits at dummy half, looks to go on his own, gets no change out of McKinney. And now we've got another injury. And it will get a chance to get some water on. Is there a hydration break today, are you aware? I would assume so, wouldn't you? We've had 14 minutes and 18 seconds here at Boundary Park. Oldham leading by 12 points to 6. So again, in this situation, this is a green card. Still no sign of it. As O'Brien waits at dummy half, comes to the left to Bedward then as Sorich drops it off to Ewan Smith, and Smith is held 6 away from the line, level with the post as Davies goes to the right to O'Brien. Here is Vaughan, Johnny Vaughan on loan from Wigan, straightens up and he's 5 away from the line as Davies waits at dummy half. The stack to the left with O'Brien. O'Brien's pass to Sorich isn't good enough. Sorich has to and that's come off the legs of Davies. It's been hacked through again. It's in with Walker, and that's high. As Nesbitt at dummy half goes on his own up the skinny side. Smith waits at dummy half this time. Here is Ben Davies. It's Wildy at dummy half to Walker. It's quite a nice breeze blowing through Boundary Park at the moment. You'd expect nothing less. It's still the middle of summer and it's still windy. As Chapelhow gets a couple over halfway. Last tackle then for Oldham. We'll go to the left with Drinkwater, and Drinkwater puts the kick up. Oldham are offside here as it's taken by Tibbs on that far side. Tibbs finds Roby, and Roby's going to be put to ground on the 30-metre line. Tibbs picks from dummy half. And here's Roby from dummy half, taken by Wildy from marker. And they're 8 inside the Oldham half as they come to the left with Sorich. Sorich looks to go on his own. It's Davies at dummy half, goes to the right to O'Brien, drops it off to Tangata. Last tackle. Go to the left with Sorich. Sorich goes short to Smith, and Smith gets it away back to Davies. Davies drops it onto the boot. That's going to have too much on it. And it has too much on it, and it's going to be a 20-metre restart. As Forber collects and sets off upfield. It's Bibby at dummy half. Goes on his own. Got a good paw there onto Adam O'Brien, did Jake Bibby. And he's put to ground, 8 short of halfway as Wildy at dummy half. Gets it to Ashurst. And Ashurst is chopped to ground a couple inside of the Halifax half. 17 gone here, still Oldham 12-6 ahead. As Smith drops it off to Brad Day, that's high. As Wildy at dummy half. Goes to the open side, the left, as Milner pops it up to McKinney. And McKinney stands in the tackle. As Wildy goes to the left to Drinkwater. Drinkwater short to Ashurst. Ashurst looked to offload but hung on. Oldham stacked to the right. They've all got the arms up in the air as Drinkwater drops it onto the boot for Chapelhow, and it's just knocked dead by Lloyd Robic. And it's going to be goal line dropout number 4 of the game here so far. As Halifax look to make a change. And an interchange for Halifax Panthers. Leaving the field is 25, Adam Tangata, and coming on number 15, Connor Davies. So here's Ben Crooks with the goal line dropout. Definitely wind with Halifax at the moment, isn't it? As McKinney crosses halfway and will get 10 inside the Halifax half. As Wildy at dummy half gets it to Chapelhow. Owen Farnworth is on his way as Wildy at dummy half comes to the right to Smith. Smith looked to put a little kick through. It's come up to Nisbet and it's going to be a set restart. Oldham had spotted fullback in the line. It was a good spot actually. As Smith at dummy half drops it off to Milner. Good shot that on Adam Milner. I think it's Connor Davies it is as Wildy goes to the left to Smith. Smith out to Drinkwater. Here's Ashurst, and a good tackle on Ashurst by Davies. As Wildy at dummy half to the right to Drinkwater. Here's Milner back to Chapelhow, and Ted Chapelhow scores for Oldham. 19 minutes on the clock, and it's Ted Chapelhow with the 3rd try of the afternoon for Oldham, and they lead by 16 points to 6. Try for Oldham, scored by number 15, Ted Chapelhow. Go from me. Here is Morgan Smith then with the conversion attempt. And Smith with the kick, sticks the flags up. And they're going to take a drinks break here at Boundary Park with Oldham leading by 18 points to 6. And converting the try for Oldham, sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative, number 6, Morgan Smith. And just a reminder that Ted Chapelhow is sponsored by the Oldham RL Heritage Trust. It is Oldham 18, Halifax Panthers 6, as we take a drinks break here at Boundary Park. So, quick drinks break here. We'll keep you up to date with what's happened in this opening 20 minutes and 21 seconds. 3 tries for Oldham. Adam Milner with the first, Ben Davies with the second, Ted Chapelhow with the third. 3 goals off the boot of Morgan Smith. Oldham not had it all their own way. Ben Will scoring for Halifax with the goal coming from Darius Carter. But Oldham well on course at the moment. I agree with that. As Halifax immediately took cover for the drinks break. It's clever, really. So we're almost ready to get back underway then here. If you are listening on Rough Edge TV, we are having some connection issues. If it does drop out, we do apologise. Here's Owen Farnworth into the game. And an interchange for Oldham. Leaving the field is 22, Tom McKinney. And coming on number 10, Owen Farnworth. Ashurst gets it to Drinkwater. Here's Morgan Smith, Brad Day on the carry in the tram lines as Walker at dummy half. This time to Chapelhow. He's a couple short of halfway as Wildy at dummy half. Goes to the left to Milner. Here's Drinkwater. Dropped it off to Ashurst. And Ashurst gets the legs going and will fall on the 30-metre line. As Wildy at dummy half. Comes to the right to Drinkwater. Shows and goes out the back, finds Smith. Smith pops it short to Day. Oh, Brad Day has been ruled as held and he'll have to go back and play it. Last tackle as Smith down the short side to Walker. Walker with the step. Walker, can he get the ball out? No, he can't, but it's not the worst place to turn it over for Oldham. Right on that Halifax line, and the defence will jam in. And it's a long way for Halifax from here as Darius Carter with the first carry. Here comes Will Colcott for the Panthers as Ben Tibbs in off the wing with this carry. And an interchange for the Panthers. Leaving the field is 24, Delane Bedward. And coming on number 8, Will Colcott. As Davies at dummy half then goes to the right to O'Brien. O'Brien dummies and O'Brien is put to ground 12 short of halfway as Davies at dummy half. Here is Colcott on the charge and made a beeline for Brad Day there, and Day missed him and Farnworth got him second time. Last tackle as Davies comes the short side to Sorich, and Sorich's kick is a tester, but it's just too much on it, and Walker fields with ease, and Walker sets off back, but he's wrapped up. And first Oldham penalty of the afternoon. Just a little bit of a facial from Will Colcott, shall we say. There's Morgan Smith then with the touch finder. That's going to land in the tunnel. As Davies restarts as 5 short of halfway. Here comes Brad Day. As Wildy at dummy half. Goes to the left and finds Farnworth. Wildy at dummy half. Goes to the left to Drinkwater. Out the back finds Smith. Smith to Walker. Danger here from Oldham as Walker's put to ground 10 away from the line. 10 in from that left-hand touchline, the northern side of the ground as Drinkwater to Wildy. Where's the runners? They're here with Smith. Pops it off to Davies. Davies looks to find a lazy defender back on the inside, and Davies straightens up and he's 2 away from the line as the volume rises as Wildy at dummy half. Wildy pops it up and Ashurst will fall over the line. It's as easy as it comes, and it's the 4th try of the afternoon for Oldham, and they lead by 22 points to 6. All too easy. Oldham making metres for fun. Get to the line. Halifax defence jump. Wildy finds Ashurst, and Oldham lead by 22 points to 6. Try for Oldham. He's sponsored by Frankton Cricket Club, number 11, Matty Ashurst. Scoring tries for fun this year, isn't he, Matty Ashurst? As Oldham make their second change. Here's Morgan Smith then. Toughest kick he's had today. probably up there. Just under 15 minutes left in this first half. The kick's on its way, and the groans tell you that it's gone wide. So the latest score here at Boundary Park is Oldham 22, Halifax Panthers 6. As Zach McComb will get out there for the Panthers. And an interchange for Oldham. Leaving the field is number 15, Ted Chapelhow. And coming on number 12, Ryan Lannon. As Halifax get us back underway. It's taken by Drinkwater. There's Farmworth from the back fence, doesn't get a right lot of change, and Walker at dummy half. Here is Ryan Lannon. And an interchange for Halifax Panthers, leaving the field number 23, Liam Cohen, and coming on number 19, Zach McCoon. As Oldham claiming for another penalty. Brad Day not happy as Wildy jumps from dummy half, and they're going to get the penalty for being in the middle of the ruck. As Morgan Smith then with the touch finder. Yours, Casey? Nearly took the Halifax camera out anyway, which is good. As Davies at dummy half then gets it to Drinkwater. Here is Ryan Lannon. It's nice to be back on ground, by the way, after being live from Liverpool last week. Technology works though, doesn't it, mate? As Wildy gets it to Walker, who drops it off to Brad Day, and Brad Day's enjoying himself against his former club so far, as well as Wildy at dummy half gets it to Milner. Oh, big strong hit from Colcott right across the top of the shoulders, wasn't it, more than anything? As Wildy at dummy half goes to the left to Farmworth. Oh, Will Colcott's putting himself about a bit, isn't he? Oldham fans wanting a set restart as Drinkwater at the back finds Smith to Walker. Walker long pass for Nisbet. Nisbet for the corner, and Nisbet's in. Nisbet's in. He's scored. He's scored. He's surely scored. Oh, I don't. Oh, we'll have to check. As Smith's kick, as that's been played at, still showing fifth. Doesn't matter. They've got the numbers. That's been played at, and that's a knock on. And Oldham are going to get a repeat set of 6 anyway. But I'm pretty sure that Nisbet scored. Casey, there you go. But it is going to be an Oldham scrum on the 10. It's on the line. He has scored. There's Tom Nisbet in that corner. Or for a video referee. You can't complain really at 24-6 up though, can you? Shouldn't do really, should you? But Oldham have got a scrum from 10 in from the Joe Rowell side as Drinkwater finds Smith, pops it up to Walker. Walker trying to get on the outside, gets the arm free nearly, but he's put to ground 3 away from the liners. Davies waits at dummy half, pops it up to Day. Day for the line, will score. Oh, he's ruled it held up. And none of the players can believe it either. How's he not scored? As Wildy at dummy half goes to the left. Here's Milner. Milner straightens up and spins and attracts 3 Halifax defenders. As Wildy at dummy half goes to the left to Lannon. Lannon wants a try. And Lannon's held up next to that right-hand post. As Wildy goes to the left to Drinkwater. Short to Farmworth. And Farmworth is in this time. Oh, he's ruled knock on. Oh. As Halifax down with a quick restart. It's absolutely typical, isn't it? We get 2 decent tries chalked off, and then the third time he sees a knock-on as Crooks with the carry. Could go on Mick Morgan here, couldn't I? But I'm not going to do. As O'Brien then to Carter. Powerful run from Darius Carter. As Davies waits at dummy half. O'Brien gets it to Colcott. 10 minutes left in the half as Davies waits at dummy half, comes to the right to McComb. It's like McComb played on the wing the last time I watched Halifax. As Davies at dummy half, to the left, here is Sorich to Roby over the top, and he's going to give this try. It looks forward. It's the second try of the afternoon for Ben Will. Oldham fans aren't happy, but it's the second try of the afternoon for Ben Will. And it's Oldham 22, Halifax 6. That last pass looks an absolute mile forward. Oldham have had 3 clear tries disallowed at the other end, and then that's just typical of what happens, isn't it? They go the other end and they score. Try scorer for Halifax Panthers, number 3, Ben Will. Ridiculous. We're a mile forward. But how have they missed the Nisbet one? How have they missed the Day one? Sometimes the bloke with the flag's got to take a little bit of responsibility and back his judgment a little bit.
I don't get why we have it.
Darius Carter then. Pretty similar from where he kicked the first one, to be honest. In fact, he's a little bit further out for the first one.
He throws it behind the line
And he's missed it. So, 8 minutes left in this first half here at Boundary Park. It's Oldham 22, Halifax Panthers 10. Kyle Eastman very animated on sideline. Must be warm. Ted's taking his shirt off. He's sat on the bench, shirt off. It's Ted Chapelhow. As Drinkwater's kick-off is fielded this time by Ben Will. And here comes McComb from the back fence. And McComb has lost it, bringing it back. And Oldham are going to get a scrum 12 away from the line. And you can just see the frustration on Kyle Eastman's face down below us. 7.5 left in this first half. Oldham 22, Halifax 10, and they're going to try and run this move from out wide again. I presume you've been watching this down at Netpar this week. Well, you have. You just won't admit it, will you? Of course you've seen it at Netpar this week. Don't tell me that, Casey. If you are listening, don't forget there's a meet and greet with the players at the Devonshire in Leeds on Wednesday night. 6 p.m, you'll be able to stay and watch the football as well. As Morgan Smith drops it off to Brad Day, then who goes back up the middle. And Day's away! Day for the line! It's in! Try for Brad Day! And he's going to give it this time! And Oldham have hit straight back! 24 minutes on the clock in this second half. And Oldham lead by 26 points to 6. Try for Oldham, sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative, number 26, Brad Day. 26-10, I do apologise, forgot Halifax had just scored. But what a response to conceding, to go straight back down the other end and score. Here is Morgan Smith then with the conversion attempt. On the black dot, should be no dramas here, and the flags are up, and Oldham lead by 28 points to 10 here at Boundary Park, round 19 in the Betfred Championship. Matt Horton here on Ruffians TV. And converting the try for Oldham, sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative, number 6, Morgan Smith. It's Oldham 28, Halifax Panthers 10. as Darius Carter gets us back underway. It was like a little chip 9 in that kickoff, wasn't it? It's got a little bit of... Oldham have played into the wind in this first half as well, so it just makes this first half outcome even better. As Wildy at dummy half. And that's going to be a penalty against Owen Farnworth. It's the second time he's done that, you know. And just after scoring as well, Oldham have gifted A-star field position away with 4.5 minutes left in the first half. And Halifax are going to have a go with Johnny Vaughan. As Davies at dummy half to O'Brien. Here's Sorich to Ewan Smith, and Smith is put to ground 5 away from the line, 10 in from this left-hand touchline, the southern side of the ground here at Boundary Park. As Sorich to McComb, and McComb is wrapped up 5 away from the line as Davies waits at dummy half, comes to the left to Sorich. Here is Davies, and Davies is a couple short of the line as Davies at dummy half tips it into the in-goal rubbish kick, 20-metre restart. Small in-goals here, aren't they, though, at Boundary Park? And Oldham in no rush to get underway. It's Walker with the tap, pops it up to Bibby. Some good after contact meters from Jake Bibby, though, gets them to the 30-metre line as Smith at dummy half gets it to Nesbitt. And Nesbitt's wrapped up a couple short of halfway as Wildy at dummy half goes to the left to Ben Davies, crosses halfway. As Wildy at dummy half goes to the left to Milner. Here is Owen Farnworth. Good leg drive from Owen Farnworth, gets to the 30-metre line. It's surely going to be a set restart as Wildy to the right to Drinkwater. Here is Morgan Smith. Smith pops it out to Walker. Chance here for Walker. Walker gets on the outside, and Carter does well to bring him to ground. 5 away from the line as Nisbet at dummy half gets it to Morgan Smith. Smith out the back finds Wildy. Wildy goes short to Farnworth, and penalty for Oldham. 2.5 minutes left in the half, and roll, gotta keep going. Oh, call's come off pitch then. It's not come from up here, has it, that? Definitely not a call that's come from up here. Guess it's just a chance to take a minute off the clock and get into half time. But Oldham have been pretty impressive in this first half here. 5 tries already. Ben Davies, Ted Chapelhow, Matty Ashurst, Brad Day and Adam Milner, and 2 clear tries disallowed. Maybe 3. I'm sure you'll highlight it in the replay, in the highlights, Casey, which will be available from 4 o'clock tomorrow. Something like that. If you're listening on Rough Edge TV, if you're on the match replay, the full match replay, I'd like to think you've watched them all already. As Morgan Smith then, with this penalty for Oldham, sticks the flags up here, and Oldham lead here at Boundary Park in the Betfred Championship by 30 points to 10. And the penalty for Oldham, sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative number 6, Morgan Smith. It's Oldham 30, Halifax Panthers 10. So 50 seconds left in this first half. No football at the moment. What do you do? Just a basic exit set, get the hooter and get back into the sheds? Or do you go for broke and try and break this Halifax resistance? As Carter then, with the restart, here's Owen Farnworth off the back fence. As Drinkwater at dummy half gets it to Luke Forber. As Forber's put on his back. Wildy at dummy half. Goes to the left to Ashurst. These rucks have slowed down a lot, haven't they? as Wildy at dummy half gets it to Drinkwater. Oldham going to go from deep. Yeah, they're going to try and get round the corner here with Day. Finds Walker. Walker gets it to Nisbet. Nisbet's away. Can he get away from Will? He can. Back to Walker. As Walker's put to ground, 10 away from the line. Needs to play the ball quickly. Last play of the half. Nisbet drops it into the in goal. Nisbet for the line. It's put dead. And that is going to be at half time here at Boundary Park. Oldham lead by 30 points to 10. Stay with us, second half coming up in a few moments' time. So Oldham 30 points to 10 ahead. Probably should be more, could be more. As Darius Carter gets us underway for the second half. And here comes Owen Farnworth from the back fence. And he's put to ground 15 away from the line. It's Wildy at dummy half. Gets it to Ashurst. Here is Drinkwater to Smith. Here is Brad Day running between the tram lines, and it's put to ground on the 30-metre line as Wildy at dummy half comes to the left-hand side to Ryan Lannon. And Lannon is going to be held up 9 short of halfway in centre field as Wildy waits at dummy half. Goes to the right to Morgan Smith. Out the back finds Walker. Walker double pumps and goes, and Walker is put to ground 12 inside the Halifax half as Wildy at dummy half. To the left to Morgan Smith, dropped it off to Lannon again, and good after contact meters from Ryan Lannon. Last tackle, 25 away from the line as Wildy at dummy half gets it to Smith. Smith just puts a little kicking over the top. It's been well dealt with though by Ben Will on that far side, and Halifax will start their first set of the second half 5 away from their own line as they go to that left hand side with Darius Carter. And Carter, I thought it was heading for the island, off the island then. As Tibbs with a carry that time. It's Tibbs, and he's almost put it to ground. He had a couple of goals at catching that. As Davies at dummy half goes to the right to O'Brien. Here is Vaughan, and Vaughan pops it out the back, and it's been dropped by Ben Crooks. First mistake of the second half, and Oldham will get a scrum 10 inside the Halifax half. Johnny Vaughan just, first thing he did was apologise to Kyle Eastman. So Oldham then from the scrum as Wildy at dummy half comes to the left to Brad Day. It's Wildy waits at dummy half, comes to the left to Milner. Milner at the back finds Drinkwater, pops it up to Ashurst. As Wildy waits at dummy half, goes to the right to Drinkwater. Drinkwater one way, two way, finds Smith. Smith to the line to Walker. Walker pops it up to Davies. Davies for the line for a second, and Ben Davies is held millimetres short of the line as Nisbet gets to dummy half, gets it back to Smith. Smith to Lannon. Lannon, another former Halifax player, Ryan Lannon, isn't he? As Wildy waits at dummy half, comes to the left to Morgan Smith. Here is Drinkwater. Drinkwater to Walker to Bibby. Bibby flicks it out the back to Forber, and Forber went come off the boot and dropped it. And Halifax have got it back with Ben Tibbers. Vaughan at dummy half finds Crooks. Crooks has a little bit of room to run into, and Crooks sets off upfield, and Crooks has got it away to Connor Davies, and Halifax are almost up to halfway. As Davies at dummy half gets it to Carter. Carter beats the first challenge. Offload to Ewan Smith. Davies at dummy half finds Sorich. Sorich drops it off to Connor Davies. 25 away from the line are the Panthers as Davies at dummy half comes to the right hand side to O'Brien. Out the back finds Sorich, goes short to Vaughan. Forward pass, and Oldham will get the scrum.
This afternoon's Golden Gamble winning number is 21495. That's 21495. If you take your winning ticket to the Broadway suite after the game.
So Oldham in their own half going for the scrum from centre field. We've had just coming up to 5 minutes of the second half, as we were at half time. Oldham leading by 30 points to 10. Here is Ben Davies. As Wildy waits at dummy half, gets it to Nesbitt. It's Wildy at dummy half. Comes to the left to Brad Day. And Day falls 6 inside the Halifax half. Wildy at dummy half. To the left to Owen Farnworth, and Farnworth winds it up, runs at Johnny Vaughan. And Oldham are on the march again as Wildy at dummy half decides the short side, and Drinkwater pops it up to Ashurst. Good defence. And Matty Ashurst has lost it in that challenge from Adam O'Brien. And Oldham will pack a scrum 12 away from the Halifax line. Elsewhere in the championship at the moment, Batley 24, Midlands 32, Crusaders 0, Widnes 50, Salford 18, Sheffield 18, Whitehaven 22, Swinton 12. Keighley Dewsbury's been postponed. Our women's team were there this morning. They won by 70 points to 6. A big well done to the girls this morning. As Carter with the carry for the Panthers. Should ban green kits, you know. As Halifax get 12 short at halfway. That was McComb with that carry. Here is Will Colcott. It's Davies at dummy half. Here's McComb again. Last tackle for the Panthers as they go to the left with Sorich, and Sorich goes high. Tester here for Jack Walker. Sun in the eyes, not easy, and he's done really well there, Jack Walker, in heavy traffic from Connor Davies. There's Nisbet at dummy half. Goes to the right. And it's going to be a penalty for Oldham. Third one of the game, Casey. Fourth one. First one in the second half. That's levelled it up, the penalty count now, hasn't it? At 4-all, as Morgan Smith kicks the ball into the Joe Royal stand. And Oldham will start 30 away from the line. Good footwork from the steward in the Joe Royal stand there. As Brad Day with the carry. Oh, loose carry from Brad Day, and Oldham have coughed it up. First tackle. And Halifax will start 12 short of halfway with a 0 tackle. As Davies at dummy half comes to the right to O'Brien. As Halifax make their fourth change. We'll bring you that one in a sec, but Leon Cohen is back out there. I think it's Connor Davies. As O'Brien gets it to McComb. As O'Brien at dummy half goes to the left to Cohen, who's just come on. Interchange for Halifax, leaving the field is number 15, Connor Davies, and returning number 23, Leon Cowan. As pass comes over, it's been lost forward, says Scott Michalowskis. Looked like it went backwards to me, but it will do, being of an Oldham persuasion. Internet died again. So we'll pack a scrum then in centre field. So Halifax with the scrum 10 away from the line. as Davies from the base, looked like he dropped that, as O'Brien gets it to Lloyd Roby. Roby is wrapped up. 5 in, 5 out from the line. 5 in from that right-hand touchline as Tibb at dummy half gets it to Crooks. Davies waits at dummy half, goes to the left to O'Brien. O'Brien drops it off to Cowan. Tom McKinney and Ewan Moore on the way for Oldham at the moment. As Davies waits at dummy half, goes to the left to O'Brien. O'Brien to Sorich. Sorich will go short to Ewan Smith. And that's good defence from Oldham as Smith goes backwards, back to the 10. As Davies at dummy half to Zach McComb, and McComb going across the face of the Oldham defence but only runs into trouble. Davies waits at dummy half on the last tackle, comes to the right to O'Brien. O'Brien to Sorich. Sorich has 2 goes at catching it, puts the footwork on, sets across, goes across the field. It's gone through everybody and it's going to be put dead and it's going to be a goal line dropout. Two from 2 Oldham on the goal line dropout so far today, as Oldham look to make the 2 changes. Lannon is 1, who's the other one? Farnworth. 2 changes for Oldham, leaving the field 10 Owen Farnworth and 12 Ryan Lannon, coming on 22 Tom McKinney and 16 Ewan Moore. Who's that coming off? You keep an eye on him. So, drink water. That one's not gone 10 metres. And it will bounce into touch and it will be a scrum. Interchange for Halifax Panthers. Leaving the field is 23 Leon Cohen and returning number 25 Adam Tangata. So Halifax, after the failed goal line dropout, will play the ball 10 away from the line. As Colcott plays it, gets it to Tangata. As Davies waits at dummy half, goes to the left to Colcott this time, and Ewan Moore straight into the action. As Davies at dummy half, goes to the left to Sorich. And Sorich is 5 away from the line as Davies comes to the left to McComb, and McComb hangs on, and McComb is going to be held over the line. Is he? No, he's going to step back into the field of players. Davies at dummy half. Davies spins and goes on his own. Davies for the line. 1, 2, 3, 4 Oldham defenders in there. Last tackle. Adam O'Brien at dummy half. Floats the pass out. It's a shocker on the bounce, and then it's been dropped. And Morgan Smith is going to collect it, and Oldham are going to get it back in centre field. As Moore at dummy half to Bibby. As Bibby looks to go up the middle of the Halifax defence, gets away from 1-2. Great run from Bibby, and suddenly Oldham have momentum. As Nisbet at dummy half goes one way, comes back the other to the left, and looks to straighten up, and he's going to be held 20 away from the line. And good shot from Ben Crooks there actually, as Wildy at dummy half pops it up to McKinney. Tom McKinney for the line. He's held 5 away. So Oldham, after soaking up some pressure down at the Rochdale Road end, here is Drinkwater to Smith. Smith dummy. Smith goes on his own, just upended by Davies. Last tackle for Oldham. 5 away from the line as Wildy at dummy half to Drinkwater. Drops it onto the boot. Here comes McKinney. Oh, Ben Crooks has done really well there as Crooks spins away from Moore and gets 12 into the half. As Will Brough gets out there now for Oldham. For Halifax. And an interchange for the Panthers. Leaving the field is 7 Curtis Davis, and coming on number 1 Will Brough. So Will Brough, son of Danny, been at Wakefield and Leigh so far in his career. As Colcott with the carry gets to halfway as O'Brien at dummy half. Here's Tangata. Last tackle for Halifax, 10 inside the Oldham half as O'Brien at dummy half, goes to the left to Sorich, and Sorich goes high, and that's going to bounce. As no, it's not. Walker's done well to get across there, and Walker turns, sets off towards centre field, and he's hunted to ground by Zach McComb, and he's 6 away from his own line. Zach McComb's trying to say he's trapped, and looks like he is. As Forber pinches a few from dummy half. Here comes Daniel Regan as Bibby with the carry. And an interchange for Oldham. Leaving the field is number 9, Matty Wildy. And please welcome number 7, Daniel Regan. So Regan with his Oldham debut on loan from Warrington, been playing reserves there. As Milner has lost it. According to Scott Michalauskas, just the way it come out, it looked like it had been pushed out, but who are we to argue? 15 gone in the second half. Still Oldham 30, Halifax 10 here on a lovely afternoon at Boundary Park, but there is just that nice breeze just to take the edge off it. Would you agree with that? You're not listening to me, are you? You're not listening to me, are you? I'm just saying it's that breeze is nice, isn't it? Spot on. Must be helping the players a bit as well. As O'Brien from the base of the scrum finds Darius Carter, and Carter's being pushed towards the edge of the island but manages to find the grass, and he was holding him on as Ewan Smith with the carry gets 10 inside. O'Brien at dummy half finds Colcott. Here is Brough out the back finds Roby to Crooks, and Oldham number up. Offload from Crooks though. Pops it up now to Johnny Vaughan. As O'Brien at dummy half goes to the left to Brough to Sorich finds Roby again. Roby gets away from Davies. Roby pops it over the top. Here's a hat-trick, potentially, and it is for Ben Will. 3rd try of the game for Ben Will. Halifax gets the first try of the second half, and it's a hat-trick for Ben Will. It is Oldham 30, Halifax 14. And that's a hat-trick of tries for Halifax Panthers number 3, Ben Will. Oldham just caught short, didn't get the numbers. Roby managed to get through, and it was Will who dived in at the corner. And Halifax get the first score of this second half here this afternoon. As Ben Tibbs gets a few instructions from Kyle Eastman. Darius Carter then on the Joe Rowell side of the ground with this conversion attempt right on the touchline. Hey, to be fair to Ben Mill, he's not made it easy for him goal kicking wise this afternoon. Kyle Eastman gives the thumbs up to his players. As Carter then, with the conversion attempt, has pulled it to the near side of the post. We've had 18 minutes of the second half, and is Oldham 30, Halifax Panthers 14. As Josh Drinkwater gets us back underway. Kick is deep, it lands just inside the in goal, and here comes Adam Tangata from the back fence, and whoa, get that into your son, Tom McKinney. It's a nice warm round of applause from the Oldham fans and the Joe Rowell standers. Brough, they'll go 2 out and get that to Tibb, as O'Brien at dummy half comes to the right to Crooks. Knock on. Yes, got it. Ben Crooks just losing that ball in there, and Oldham are going to get a go from 20 metres out, and again this scrum is coming to the 10-metre line, in from touch. Must have spent some time on this at Netpar this week. Must have done. Just want the players to move back a little bit, does Scott Mikolauskas. So 22 away from the liners. Regan goes to the right to drink water. Here is Ben Davies. As Regan waits at dummy half, comes to the left to Ewan Moore. And he's 15 away from the liners. Regan waits at dummy half, goes to the right to Drinkwater. Here is McKinney. And McKinney wrapped up. 5 away from the line, just to the right of the post. Is Regan at dummy half. Gets it to Drinkwater. Drinkwater wants somebody to drop off. Ashurst does, and Ashurst just finds Colcott, and then eventually Bruff's involved in that tackle as well. As Ashurst goes to ground, 10 away. Regan at dummy half, goes to the right to Drinkwater. Here's Morgan Smith. Smith to Walker. Walker's going to dummy. Walker to Davies. And Ben Davies gets a second try of the afternoon. 20 and a bit minutes on the clock. And Oldham hits straight back. And it's a second try of the afternoon for Ben Davies. The 20-point lead is restored. It is Oldham 34. Halifax Panthers 14. Try for Oldham, second of the game. He's sponsored by Amari Plastics, number 4, Ben Davies. Yep, I got you. Be after the kick, mate. Just confirm, Mike Lima 20 uniform Bravo Whiskey.
Chance to, did you get it? Thank you.
Here is Morgan Smith then, with the conversion attempts, got chances. Yeah, flags are up here at Boundary Park. Morgan Smith, 6 from 7 on the afternoon, and Oldham lead by 36 points to 14. And we'll have a drinks break at the moment. And converting a try for Oldham, sponsored by the GoFundMe initiative, is number 6, Morgan Smith. It is Oldham 36, Halifax Panthers 14. We are going to take a quick drinks break here at Boundary Park. Could the owner of a blue Ford Puma, registration number ML20 UBW, that's a blue Ford Puma ML20 UBW, your vehicle is causing an obstruction, please return to it immediately. That's ML20 UBW. And 2 interchanges for Oldham. Leaving the field is 13 Adam Milner and 5 Jake Bibby. Returning is 15 Ted Chapelhow and 12 Ryan Lannon. So we've had a little bit of a drinks break. Ryan Lannon's going to play at centre. It's going to end well, isn't it? As Davies gets us back underway. Here is Chapelhow then from the back fence. Ryan Lannon doesn't quite know what to do at the moment. I would move Ewan Moore to centre, wouldn't you? As Forber with the carry. Yeah, Ewan Moore's going to centre. that was the best option. As they come down the short side with Ashurst. Yeah, so Ewan Moore's moved into centre. As Drinkwater drops it off to Ryan Lannon. He scored that try of the month at centre, didn't he? At Staley Bridge that time.
Yeah.
As Brad Day, who's been mighty impressive today, Brad Day, he's surely got a shout for the player of the match, which I think we're going to pick. As Drinkwater then on the last tackle, puts it up high and is taken by Lloyd Roby and met by Brad Day as a welcoming committee. 17 minutes left here at Boundary Park. Oldham 36, Halifax Panthers 14. It looks like Oldham are heading for 14 in a row. Best run since 1982, I believe, at the moment. When our chairman, Terry Flanagan, was captain, it was the end of that famous second division season. Did they win 22 in a row or something in the league? Yeah. Some way to go to beat that, as that's been put down. It's going to be ruled as backwards. Then Carter knocks on, and Carter's going across the field, and Oldham defence moves up, and Lannon and Ashurst bring him to ground 10 short of halfway. I remember that run very well, Casey. Showing my age, it was 6 turning into 7 when that happened. I think the pinnacle of that run, as Halifax on the last tackle, will let Will Brough get his kick away. That's going to hold up in the wind, and they've been told to give 10. Brough was the kicker, so he can kick again. Kicks across field for Tibb. Oh, and Tibbs dropped it. Tibbs dropped the toys. It's gone into touch. Carlisle were the main challengers that year, and Oldham went to Carlisle at the end of April to play up at Brunton Park, which was where the football club played. They used to play there. And I swear blind, Oldham took 2,500 fans up there on that Sunday. It was absolutely unbelievable. You went up on the M6 and all you saw were just streams of coaches heading to Carlisle. Those were the days. Oh. There's Luke Forber with the carry. Here's McKinney this time. Lifted the trophy at Watersheddings after I think it was a 27-9 win against Workington at the back end of the season, as Regan with the carry gets a couple short of halfway. Delane Bedward is on his way back for the Panthers. On halfway as Drinkwater at dummy half to Smith. Drops it off to Chapelhow. A Teddy Brace would be good this afternoon. As Regan at dummy half gets it to Drinkwater. Here's Smith. Smith to Walker into the line. Walker to Forber. Oh no, Forber's dropped his toys. And it will be. There's a bit of backwards chat here with Colcott and Drinkwater. There was a late hit on Josh Drinkwater. Adam Tangata's in the middle of it as well. I can understand why Josh Drinkwater's unhappy. He was clearly hit after he passed it. Yeah, he was. And got a little bit of extras as well. So Colcott and Drinkwater are discussing things at the moment. I've just seen it on the replay. It's a late hit that's been missed on field. I mean, it's not the worst one that we'll see this weekend, but still a little bit late. With the 92-0 up at Crusaders now. Crikey, Charlie, there's your result of the day. As we're at time off while they try and sort it all out. Salford 24, Sheffield 24, right game down at the Core Park, and Swinton now leading Whitehaven 24-22. Anthony Murray back at his former club, and the Midlands Hurricanes are back in front. Halifax have just tried to sub Will Colcott, and we're going to play on, I think. We're just going to go back for the scrum. And then there will be this interchange for Halifax, and referee's seen nothing, and what's he going to give? He's going to give the handover.
And an interchange for Halifax Panthers. Leaving the field is number 8, Will Colcott. And returning 24, Delane Bedward.
So he's clearly thought there's nothing in the late hit. Oh well. And we'll hand over on the 10. We've got 13:53 left here. As Delane Bedward with the carry then, as Oldham pushing back to more or less where he started. As O'Brien at dummy half to Crooks. O'Brien at dummy half comes to the right to Will Brough. See, the thing about that 81-82 season is quite a lot of games got froze off. There were a few played here that season. We beat Batley here in the league. I think that was the first one, as O'Brien gets it to Sorich. Here's Roby out to Darius Carter on that far side, and he's put to ground. As Owen Farnworth gets ready to get back out there. Last tackle for the Panthers. This is going to be change number 8 for Oldham with 13 minutes left on the clock as Johnny Vaughan gets boot to ball. As that holds up in the wind as Forber in the sun. Oof. Had a couple of goals, let's be fair at that. As there's a few blowing out there now. 8th and final interchange for Oldham. Leaving the field is 22, Tom McKinney. And returning number 10, Owen Farnworth. As Smith at dummy half gets it to Ben Davies. Davies gets away from Delane Bedward. It was again one of them round the shoulder ones. As Regan at dummy half comes to the left to Ewan Moore. As Moore is wrapped up. 3 inside the half as Regan at dummy half gets a chance to jump. Good run from Daniel Regan. Is he a Daniel or a Dano? It's all right then. As Drinkwater puts the crossfield kick in. It's taken well by Ben Willen. Will's away. He's only got Chapelhow to beat. Gets it inside to Carter. Carter back to Willen. Here comes Drinkwater. Here comes Chapelhow. And the cavalry arrive. A few Oldham players a little slow to get back. Pass is poor. It's taken by Tangata. As Ashurst gets there and Matty Ashurst has been called offside. I don't suppose it's a bad penalty to concede, to be fair. Owen Farnworth just has a little laugh with Adam Tangata. He's always got plenty to say, Adam Tangata, hasn't he? As O'Brien then, here is Zach McCoon. As O'Brien waits at dummy half, comes to the right to Brough and Lannon quickly out the line, quickly into the face of Will Brough. Good line speed, good energy from Ryan Lannon this late into the game as O'Brien comes to the right to Sorich, drops it off to Johnny Vaughan and Vaughan straightens up and it's Regan with the tackle alongside Lannon. O'Brien at dummy half, goes to the left at 10 away from the line as Brough drops it off to Delane Bedward and Bedward is wrapped up 3 away from the line. As O'Brien waits at dummy half, goes to the left to Sorich. Sorich out to Davies. Davies, he's put the pass into touch and Oldham have survived, but it's come off an Oldham hand and it's going to be Halifax ball. So Halifax will get the scrum 10 away from the line. Just inside the last 10 minutes here at Boundary Park. Oldham 36, Halifax Panthers 14 here in the Betfred Championship. It is going to actually be a lateral turnover because it was hit out by the hand as Brough then on the first carry. He's wrapped up 5 away from the line as O'Brien. Ryan Lannon organising the defences. O'Brien gets it to Delane Bedward and Bedward runs at Walker and Bedward for the line is going to be ruled held up. Bedward loses it. That's the new law change they should bring in. That should be a knock-on. As O'Brien at dummy half goes to the left, gets it to Sorich. Here is Ewan Smith going back into the middle, but only runs into Chapelhow. As O'Brien at dummy half comes to the right to Sorich. Here is Tangata. 3 away from the line. As O'Brien at dummy half comes to the right to Crooks. Crooks for the line. Ben Crooks spins, gets the offload to Tangata, and Tangata reaches out and scores. And Halifax have a second try of the half. 8:39 left here. It's the 4th try of the afternoon for the Panthers, and it's come from Adam Tangata. Try scorer for Halifax Panthers, number 25, Adam Tangata. Here is Darius Carter then with the conversion attempt for Halifax. He's 20 in from the right hand side of the post and he's fluffed his lines spectacularly. And Halifax half the gap. It's Oldham 36, Halifax 18. Takes the score to Oldham 36, Halifax Panthers 18. As Josh Drinkwater gets us back underway. It's fielded in the in goal. Here comes Delane Bedward from the back fence and it's put to ground. 10 away from the line. Bedward's going backwards and plays it to O'Brien. O'Brien goes on his own, pinches 10 upfield. Apologies, that was Lloyd Roby. Here's O'Brien at dummy half, gets it to Will Brough. Here is Crooks. Do you follow Ben Crooks' social media? Have you seen his TikTok? It's hilarious. As carry comes in from Zach McCoon. Some of his TikToks are brilliant, mate. Honestly, find him. As O'Brien at dummy half gets it to Will Brough. And he's put to ground, 10 short of halfway. Last tackle then for the Panthers. And it's Sorich inside the 40. Looks to find the grass, but Nisbet is across and fields 12 away from his own line, and he's told by Walker to set off back upfield, and he's going to go to ground just beyond the 20. There's a few Oldham players walking out there, and I don't blame them. It's been warm at training all week, hasn't it? Never mind at playing. There's Drinkwater at dummy half, gets it to Ewan Moore. There's Regan at dummy half. Here's Luke Forber. And he's put to ground 5 short of halfway as Regan at dummy half to Ben Davies. And I said it's just a going through the motions kind of set from Oldham. Last tackle. As Regan at dummy half gets it to Drinkwater, and Drinkwater, everyone's offside this left-hand side. Here comes Tibb, and Tibb fields 5 away from his own line and sets off across field. Oh, it's nearly intercepted by Tom Nisbet. Need to kill it because then it'll be a scrum rather than anything else. And Tom Nisbet nearly picked the pocket there. That would have been some try, wouldn't it? So, here's Halifax with the scrum with Crooks. 4.5 minutes left here at Boundary Park. Oldham are heading for 14 consecutive wins in the league. As the roadshow moves on next week to Hunslet, 3 o'clock kickoff for that one. And then we're back here the week after against Barrow as Tibb with the carry. So O'Brien at dummy half to Brough. Out the back finds Sorich. Sorich dummy. Sorich looks to go on his own. As O'Brien at dummy half to Tangata, and Chapelhow jumped the line and got him. So O'Brien goes to the left to Brough. They're going through the hands as Ewan Smith gets it, and that's a waste of a last tackle. And Oldham will get it back on the 30-metre line. As Regan at dummy half gets it to Ben Davies. 3.5 minutes left now here on a stinking hot day in Oldham. The boys have done the business. There's Nisbet with the carry. Got to remember Halifax are a decent side despite what their league position says. Oh, Nisbet's lost it on halfway. And this afternoon's player of the match has been selected by Warren Bezic of WBES Electrical Services. He's sponsored by Amari Plastics, number 4, Ben Davies. It's Halifax then from the scrum with Darius Carter. That's the first time I've heard Kev all day as well, Kirsty. As O'Brien goes to the left to Roby. Roby out to Ewan Smith. 2:20 left. There's a bit of nonsense going on with Ryan Lannon, and eventually gives Halifax a penalty. Halifax then with the penalty. Sorich finds Delane Bedward. As they come to the right, as Sorich finds Brough. That's forward to Johnny Vaughan. As O'Brien waits at dummy half, goes to the left to Sorich, pops it up to McCoon. 1:20 left. This is Halifax's last set with the ball, hopefully. As O'Brien at dummy half goes to the left to Tangata, gets it out to Sorich, goes short to Ewan Smith, and he's upended by Morgan Smith as he drops it onto the boot into the in goal. Ashurst gets there, and it's going to be a goal line dropout. And there's 1 minute left. And Oldham, well, there's 25 seconds on the shot clock, so if he's called the shot clock on, that is. And Oldham just winding the clock down. I think the 10-second call has just come in, so Josh Drinkwater in no rush will go long this time. Uses the wind, it goes 55 on the fly as Lloyd Roby gets it to Delane Bedward. 15 seconds left as big collision with Daniel Regan.